Hey, I'm just gonna wait for people to come in. So if you're watching the replay, just give it a minute. Hi. So I get a lot of questions about my organization because obviously my life is crafting. Hey everyone. Hi. My life is crafting. So I have constant reorganization, it's never ending. So if you think that this looks great and that you are like super jealous of how organized I am, girl, it is constant reorganization. I just spent all yesterday reorganizing. So this is just, I decided to go live because I get organization questions all the time about how I organize, how I stay organized, which I do not stay organized. I work in this space like 24 hours a day, and I craft in this space, and I make huge messes that I am constantly cleaning up. So this is just like, I'm gonna walk you through my, oh, someone's talking to me. I guess I better mute my computer. Thanks for my bun. It's crazy. I have not done my hair since I woke up. So this is me. I have no makeup on. I have my hair up in a pineapple. I have no bra on. It's just who I am. I'm sorry. I am a freaking hot mess, but my craft organization is on point today. So today we're going to walk through it and see if you can get any tips. I have a small space. A lot of people think that because like this is my job, I have a beautiful, gorgeous Paige Evans style craft room, and I do not. I have a corner of our, granted, very large like living area space, but I have a corner of a room, and that is where I do everything. And because it is our living space, I have to keep it somewhat clean and organized. Like it's always going to be a hot mess, but I have to keep it somewhat clean and organized. So that's what we're going to talk about here. So hi, let me turn this camera around and show you what my space looks like just as a whole. Let me tuck in my chair so we can see here. How do I turn this around? Oh, here we go. Okay, so look, you can see this is our living room and it's a mess. Yep, it's a mess. And you can see my typewriter that I got rid of on my couch. Okay, but this is the corner of my crafting space, what it looks like when it's clean. This is not what it looks like all the time. And look at this. So I've been reorganizing like crazy, and I used to keep all of my stuff in like all these beautifully divided sections, and I never use them. So I'm getting rid of stuff so much. All right, so this is my main crafting area. Yes, tiny spaces for the wind. So this is my main crafting area. You can see I have some cabinets, I have some drawers, but most of it's open and fairly organized. Then I also have two of these Raskog carts I've had forever. And then all that I have besides that is a table for a desk. We are going to be switching this out for, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take these off the wall and create a big craft desk with them, put them on casters and do that. But that's probably actually going to be a project for a different house because this house is a freaking mess, and hopefully we're moving next year. So anyway, I have a table that my computer sits on. And then I have, this is where I do all of my scrapbooking, which is a desk that I just covered with white contact paper. This is, you guys, this is just crazy. It's just crazy how I work, but it is what it is. So this is where I keep all of my stuff. I'm going to go through this more like in depth in a second. I'm just giving you an overview. And then this is what I keep out. All right, so let's talk about how I organize this small space. So obviously I have two giant, I actually don't even think these are Calex. I think they're Expedits. I think they're that old. But I have two of the 4x2 ones that I keep the majority of my stuff in, along with these Raskog carts. So this is like what this is long-term storage, and this is more like what I reach for on a regular basis. So how do I organize these? There's obviously two of them. This side, let's go with this cart first. So this cart has all of the little bits and bobs that I would reach for. So we have some of the, like the chipboard kind of packaging. I don't actually generally keep my stuff in its original packaging, and I'll show you how I organize it in a minute. I actually don't generally, except for chipboard, because when you take chipboard off, you obviously most of the time lose the backing on the chipboard. So I just keep that the way it is. And because I keep it that way, it hardly ever gets used. But then these are just like little like word strips, bits and bobs, things like that that I just keep out. I don't have a lot of this because what I end up doing, instead of keeping it like this, except for word strips, which you kind of have to keep the way that they are, is I have this little system right here of obviously 18 million baggies, but this is what works for me rather than those divided cases. So what I have is everything is organized by color. I have 3 bags per color. I have red. This is red, everything that has words. And we have red enamel dots. And then we have red, oh, that's orange. Where's my other red? Here it is, red labels. So that is how I store my back stash. So what this is a lot of times when I break up kits or break up old product that I don't want to keep like separated by its original product anymore, this is how I divide it up. So I have a bag, or I have 3 bags for each color. So orange, when I reach for backstash, it's almost always going to be by color. Like I need a red label or I need red enamel dots. So I organize all of my backstash by color. So, and then in the back here we have some tags and just some like random, like this is all like icons I decided I wanted to keep, but I'm not going to organize by color. So if I need a camera down the line, I can pull a camera out of this bag. Then like some tags and some journaling spots. So on the second row here, you can see my workout stuff. This is also my workout room. This is my everything room. So, okay. On the second shelf here, we have all of my punches. And I don't have a lot of punches because I have a silhouette, so I don't use punches a lot. But I have this plastic bin, and all of my plastic bins that look like this are all fridge storage bins. So all of my punches are in here. Corner rounder, I have circles, hearts, and stars is basically all I have. Just super easy shapes that I don't need to cut out on my silhouette. On this side is all of my sequins, and they are also organized by color or style. So that I got these little, I don't even know, they're little plastic jars from the Dollar Tree. So I just keep, like, these are all my gold sequins, you know. Keep them easily organized that way. There's also glitter in here for when I happen to make a shaker pocket, which I don't do very often, but just in case. And then on the very bottom of this one is my mixed media. Not all of it, but a lot of my like basic acrylics and my mixed media stuff. I have this little organized tool box kind of a thing. And on this side are some brushes. And on this side are paint pens, watercolor pens, brush markers, and then right here we have stencils, because those are what I'm going to use with mixed media most often. So all of that is kept here. Then I have a second Rascog cart. Oh, let me get off my butt. And this one is super fun. These are backstash organized by obviously theme. So I have very specific things. Hi, Neffy. I have very specific themes that I actually will pull from. I will not organize everything by theme, but there's very specific themes that I do need organized. So travel, kids stuff, food, Halloween, books, spring, summer, fall, and winter all get their own little things. And these are Allie Edwards envelopes that I've just repurposed and labeled. And then on this side, I have 2 of these pink bins I actually just recently bought from Walmart. Really cheap, they're like $1 for 2. And these are all of my own product. Every product gets its own bag. This is an older product. Every product gets its own bag. So this is like Indivisible and some older stuff we've got going on here. This is my Christmas collection from last year. So I keep all of these in here as well, organized by collection. On the second shelf is where I keep my, obviously I have a washi ring here. And actually let's talk about washi for a second, because washi can get overwhelming. I am part of the Cocoa Daisy creative team, so I get like 3 rolls of washi a month from them. I don't really even buy washi. I just get a ton of washi from them. So what I ended up doing, and I actually passed off a lot of washi the other day. Hi, kitty. Passed off a lot of washi, a full box full, is I only keep the ones that I'm going to use, period. If I don't feel like I'm going to use it past the week or the month that Cocoa Daisy sent it to me, I'm not going to keep it. So if it doesn't fit on this ring, it doesn't get kept. If I don't feel like it's important enough to put on this ring, because I'm obviously running out of space, then I pass it on to someone else who's going to love it. Anyway, so let's pull this out so we can see a little bit better. This is obviously my stamp collection. So these are more fridge bins. More fridge bins. These are all of my Cocoa Daisy stamps, because obviously I get a lot of them. Then I have very few non-Cocoa Daisy stamps. I have Allie Edwards. I have some really old stamps. And then I have basically simple story stamps that I designed in the back here. Here are my stamp pads, very well organized. I'm not a huge stamper. Oh man, that one's open. All right, I'm not a huge stamper, so I don't have a ton of stamp pads, but I do have this Tim Holtz tonic stamp thing. That's the Misty knockoff. Yes, I have the knockoff, I'm sorry. Then we have pens down below. I have an empty basket. Oh my gosh, can you believe I have an empty basket back here? It's amazing. And then I have all of my roller stamps here. So all of my stamping stuff stays on this these 2 shelves. I want to talk about how I organize these stamps, because obviously if they're not out, you don't know what's in them, right? So how do I keep them organized like this, which I need to do for my small space, and actually know what's in them? So let's talk about that before I move on to more organization. Dun, da, da, da. This is what I've been doing. This is my pride and joy currently. So this is how I keep track of what is in my stamp collection. You could see that all of those stamps were labeled. And what I did was I went through and stamped all of my stamps. It took an afternoon. I don't have a ton of stamps, but I have enough that it made it quite a task. I went through and stamped all of my stamps and scanned them in and created these sheets. So I have AE1, which is Allie Edwards, stamped here so I can see what is on that stamp set. And then like, okay, I want this I Love August stamp from AE8. And then I am gonna go and pull it out from my stack over there. So that way I don't need to know what is in every single thing. Like I don't have to sort through them every time. I have a whole binder that tells me what's in them. And every time I get a new stamp, I just add it in. So super cool. And also what I'm working on is an index, which I will put in the front. It's not quite done yet. And so what the index looks like is, let's say that I'm looking specifically for a tag icon, and obviously AE8 has a tag. So I'll have a list of icons and tags, and like icons that will say, you know, tag on AE8, heart on AE2, those kind of things. And then also for themes as well. So that is how I'm organizing my stamps to use them more. So let's talk about my more long-term storage. Down here on the bottom is not very exciting. This is where I keep all of my planners and dories that I'm not using. These 4 planners are the ones that I'm pulling from. Hi, Andrea. These 4 planners are the ones I'm pulling right now for my Franken planner. So those are out, but everything else is stored nicely. I got these bins from Walmart recently. They're so cute. These are all Dory's and then other happy planners. And then in the very back are, oh, you can't really see, are ring binders for other planners, which I'm not using right now, but I still have out. Then we have paper. These are all Cocoa Daisy paper, so obviously they're not 12 by 12, but then we have long-term 12 by 12 paper storage and paper pad storage. These are 12 by 12, and obviously they are beat up. These are 12 by 12 magazine file sort of things that they're not really great quality. I need better quality ones. I just picked these up at Hobby Lobby and they are just, they're garbage, so I'm gonna get plastic ones for the future. This next one has cardstock and like these are envelopes, like the Becky Higgins envelopes, the plastic ones, and then page protectors, and then more page protectors. You can see I have labeled these design A, so I don't have to like sort through them to figure out what I want, like where the one I want is when I use them. And then lastly on this shelf is paper. I am obviously a printable designer, so I have lots and lots of different kinds of papers. These are premium presentation paper, this is high resolution paper, card stocks, photo paper, label paper, all kinds of paper. So it needs its own organization. And I keep things in bins so that it doesn't, like if I just had that stuff on the shelf, it falls over, it's not pretty, and it just doesn't make me happy. So I keep everything in its own little bins. This bottom shelf here, this is just knitting stuff. I never reach for anymore. But this bottom shelf, you can see here, these are from Michaels, and these actually house my Simple Story stuff. So if you know, I designed over 70 lines for Simple Stories. So I have so much Simple Story stuff. This is actually wood veneer that I need to go through. I have this organized by theme. So like this is travel. This is summer, spring, that kind of stuff. This is my wood veneer, and obviously I never reached for it because I forgot it was here. So this is not working for me, you guys. Anything that gets stored in such a manner does not work for me. So this is what I've been doing for months now, is finding ways to organize things that work for me. But this is sort of long-term storage, or it's supposed to be. So, oops, not a big deal for the Simple Story stuff, but everything is labeled by collection. I have about 80 million Simple Stories things. I actually have more Simple Stories storage as well. So this is how that gets stored. And then I just have like my machines and my miscellaneous stuff down at the bottom because it's ugly and so it hides very easily down there. Okay, so up here we have drawers, and I actually went through and cleaned out all of this stuff recently. So this is my tools drawer. I have my drying thing, my glue gun, my, what is that thing called? I don't know, the thing that melts plastic and makes pockets. Then there are binder rings for my traveler's notebook journals. These are tools for, you know, like X-Acto knives. And then I have these really cool drawers that I got at Target that have clips in this one and like planner bows and clips in this one. So that's what I keep in the top. The second drawer is mostly empty. I have my case for my Instax in here because I displayed my Instax recently. But what I keep in here is string and ribbon. Stuff that will make a mess if I put it anywhere else. And then these are all plastic bags. So you saw I kept everything in plastic bags. So I have a whole drawer of plastic bags in various sizes. Lastly, these are all my sort of technological things and staplers and hole punches, just ugly stuff you don't want to look at. So here we have, these are all my traveler's notebooks. So these are the ones that I've been working on all year. I like to keep them out at least for a year. to look at and play with. So I have them in these bins. These are more projects, more traveler's notebooks. These are actually my creative journals. And then these are some older traveler's notebooks that I started for the kids that need to be filed. And then some other projects in the back here. So I just like to have these out and pretty because I enjoy, you know, it's a lot of hard work. So I like to have them out for a while. Down here we have, these are journaling cards. So I actually need to get a shelf here. So these aren't supposed to be stacked up on top of each other. Hopefully they'll be stacked on a shelf pretty soon, but our closest IKEA is in Atlanta, which is 3.5 hours away, so I don't have a shelf yet. But these are all how I organize my journaling cards. So the bottom is by color, or no, the bottom is by theme, and then the top one is a little bit of theme and some color as well. And then these are all the unfiled journaling cards, mostly Cocoa Daisy or my own journaling cards that I don't need to file yet. These are all of my alphabets. So these are alphabet stamps, alphabets and numbers that I have. And then these are alphabet stickers that I have in one of these long boxes from Target. Everything's organized by color. So we've got red through blue on this side, purple, then neutrals back here, and then in the back are the larger ones and the multicolored ones. This one is just my current albums. So this is actually the end of last year that I haven't finished yet, and then my current albums here. And these are nothing special. These are like business paperwork and I don't know what's in here. Oh yeah, just a bunch of garbage I don't want to see. So up here is actually just decorative. It's where I like to keep my pretty things, but also I have this up here, which is all of my mixed media sprays and little paints, just because it's pretty mostly. It's a pretty little thing. I just got this at Target like yesterday. $5 in their little $5 spot. So lastly, let's look over here. This is my desk area. This is obviously where I work all day, every day. And I keep two little bins here because they are pretty. Look at my, yes, I have stuffed animals on my desk. My mom got me the lion because I'm a Leo, the lion unicorn, and then my husband got me the actual unicorn. Obviously, they think I'm a unicorn. But, okay, so these are two little pen jars. This is where I keep all of my mild liners and the Tombow pins. And then these are all my Cocoa Daisy pens and my regularly pulled, like these are my favorite pens in the world. They are just like, oh, you can't focus. Oh, I don't know. They're just like a zebra pen. They are just the perfect pen though. I have my husband taped to my computer. But down here, more importantly, these are two bins of crazy. So this is all my Simple Story stuff. Normally it looks a little bit more organized, but I was going through it trying to find something. These are labeled. Let me pull one out. Oof. Oh, goodness. These are labeled by collection. I use the big 2-gallon bags, and they are the perfect size to keep collections in. So let me pull one out. Oh look, it's my very first full line I ever designed for Simple Stories. So this says "So Rad" on it. And I cut the tops off of these bags because I don't need the zipper. But these are, it's like a 2-gallon bag, and I label it with the collection on the side. And these are actually all of my the papers that go with these collections, like the papers and the big sticker sheets. The actual like chipboard and dimensional embellishments actually go in these things because they're easier to store there. So that's where I keep all of my lines for Simple Stories. And obviously I have a butt ton that I have no idea what I'm gonna do with, but they live under my desk for now. Okay, then down here, I actually used to have something else down here, but I was cleaning. I just have notebooks, and this is a fun little thing. This is my planner stuff that is not like sticker books. This is just like excess planner stuff. And in these little bins are like this is coffee related stuff, and this is Pink Fresh Studio and little 2x2 cards, and then we've got regular to do sort of die cuts that I just have, and then this is snarky stuff, and then these are like icons. So I just keep those under there in case I need to like pull something later on. And then on this side, I've got all my tools, tape runner, glue, that sort of stuff. Here's my big cutter. And then this is actually Christmas and miscellaneous memory keeping stuff that needs to be filed that's not going to go in a scrapbook. All right, last but not least, you guys, this is what I keep out on my desk. So I have a desk here, and then I have like an extension because my desk isn't big enough, which is why I'm going to probably take those calyx down and make a big desk later on because I need more room, and this is janky. But this is the stuff I keep out on my desk. So here is, I have two of these. They're supposed to be makeup, hi cat. They're supposed to be makeup organizers that I got off of Amazon, but I use them obviously for something else. So these are my my current collections that I designed that I keep out. So I keep out the most recent collections to have them handy on my desk to use them. So this is Time to Thrive. This is stuff for Retro Hit Magazine printables. This is my my back to school days collection, and then my most recent Ex Libris. So they all stay. Oh, my cat is, yes. Anyway, this is how I keep them. I keep the papers out, the cards out, and then they each have a little bag for their die cuts. Super easy. In the back here is the most recent Cocoa Daisy collection, organized the same way. This is a bin full of my Happy Planner stickers. I've gotten back into my Happy Planner lately, so I have a whole bin for the stickers. And actually, I want to talk about this for a second. My cat, he's organized himself into a mess. Say hi, Loki. He's like, yeah, no. Anyway, I want to talk about this for a second. So I am one of those people, I cut up and pulled apart my Happy Planner sticker books. Can you believe it? So I have my Happy Planner sticker books on rings, and they are organized in a specific way. Let's talk about how I organize them before everybody has a heart attack. This is the Free Spirit sticker book. It is also the Dream Seeker sticker book, because Dream Seeker and Free Spirit, in my opinion, go together. You can see I've been using it for next week's planning. So I have them together, and I actually have labeled each and every paper on the back so I know exactly where it came from, but you can see it goes back and forth between the two different lines because I have this sticker book organized in a specific way. So the very front are all the word bits and icons from both lines. And then we have, after that, we have the boxes from both lines. And then we get into like the labels and that kind of thing from both lines. So that helps me to create pages that go together well without having to think, oh, what book goes with this? What book goes with that? That kind of thing. So I do that every time I get a new book. I decide what lines it goes with, and I reorganize it. Here is a striped bin of tools. So I've got scissors and hole punches and an X-Acto knife. These are all my planner washies, which means that they are the tiny skinny ones, except for this book one, which I keep out. These are all the tiny skinny ones. They don't like being on the rings, so I just keep them in there. And then we've got miscellaneous pens and Sharpies. Then my silhouette stays on my desk because I use it all the time. And yes, I have an old one. It has never let me down. Let me switch back around now that I'm done. It has never let me down. I've had it since like 2014, and it still works perfectly. So why would I buy a new one? I'll buy a new one when the old one never works again. Whew. So that is my small space organization. I purge a lot. If I don't love it, it doesn't stay, because why would I keep something that I don't feel like I'm going to use? So if I, stickers randomly here and there, they'll either get passed on to my kid. If it's like an entire sticker book, then I might try and give it to his teacher or my mom, because she always likes when I give her stuff too, because she's a scrapbooker. But yeah, that is like small space life, you guys. I can't keep everything. I can't spread out all over the place. So I got to keep things nice and organized. But you saw, like what I talked about, is you can be too organized, which those bins, those Michael's Recollections, they're Iris bins, I think. It's too organized for me. I don't reach for them. So I need to figure out a different way to store my wood veneer, because I just never ever reach for it. But I have so much of it that I can't like keep it out. And for my die cuts and things that I showed you, that everything was organized by color, I used to have all those die cuts in one big bin, and they were not organized, and I never used them, because holy crap, going through them to pull from them, it was not worth the effort. So, organization is a constant thing. Sometimes I was telling my husband yesterday that yesterday was a self-care day because of how stressful it was getting out my ex Libris line last week. I just had a crazy week. So yesterday was a self-care day. So I spent my day shopping. I went to Target and then I went to a couple craft stores, and then I went to Ulta and the bookstore. And then I came home and I spent like 6 hours organizing, and it was totally relaxing, and it was fun, and it made me so happy because organization for me is self-care. If everything feels like it has a place and it's in its place and I know like where to pull it, it makes me happy. It makes me more prone to actually using it. That is why there's like certain things that I keep out as well on my desk, even though it can look a little cluttered and a little yucky. I've tried the small dish thing. I have bowls that I had, just some random die cuts and wood veneer in. Nope, just clutter for me. I never used it. So what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for somebody else. I can't just have like random clutter on my desk. It just gets tossed around and never used. So fun things. Anyway, that is my small space organization. I hope that there was like something in my crazy brain that helped. Maybe you got some sort of inspiration out of the way I organize something or other. Let's hope. But anyway, thank you for hopping on and joining me and listening to me drone on and on about my organization. Yes, clean desk or nothing. I make it a point to clean my desk every night, except for like the nights where I'm like super crazy. Because if I come out in the morning to a desk that is cluttered and yucky, it just starts my day in a cluttered and yucky frame of mind. Anyway, thank you. I will see you around the way. Bye.